I'm putting the last 16 NBA champions into a bracket to find out which championship team was actually the best. First matchup, we got the most recent champion, the 2026 New York Knicks, and then arguably the toughest ring in recent memory, the 2011 Dallas Mavericks. I have to decide who would hypothetically win a 7-game series between these two teams. First, I want to talk about the Mavs, who were obviously led by Dirk, one of the best players in the league at that time. They also had a 38-year-old Jason Kidd, who was pretty solid, and then they had Jason Terry, Sean Marion, and then the big man in the middle was Tyson Chandler. The Mavs run in 2011 to win the finals was pretty crazy. It started off by sweeping the defending champions, the Lakers, and they also beat the Heat, and this was at the time when LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh were all together. A ridiculous stat that I found from this Mavs team was that the lineup of Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk, and Tyson Chandler had a plus 38.1 net rating in the entire playoffs. That is absolutely insane. So that's one thing to keep in mind here as we talk about this. And then we can talk about the Knicks, who are obviously led by Jalen Brunson, averaged almost 33 points per game during the playoffs. Also had the big man in the middle, which was Cat, had OG, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart to round out the starting five. First thing you can point out in this matchup is that the Knicks don't really have a guy to guard Dirk with his size. But if you were to say that, I would just tell you, go look at what OG did against Wemby in the finals. That's pretty similar to what Dirk was if you're comparing the two eras. So if you got a guy like OG that can try to slow down Dirk, that's going to help. On the opposite side of things, I don't really know who would guard Jalen Brunson, to be honest. You've got guys like Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, Deshaun Stevenson even that you could throw at Jalen Brunson. But what I just witnessed this last playoffs, and this isn't even recency bias, Jalen Brunson was absurd. A huge part of success for the Mavs in 2011 was actually Tyson Chandler's ability to protect the rim at a high level. It was really tough for teams to finish in the paint against this Mavs team. But once again, the Knicks have something to combat that, and that's the fact that Karl-Anthony Towns shot 46% from three this last playoffs. So in this hypothetical matchup, if the Knicks were able to drag Tyson Chandler away from the rim, it would leave the Mavs with a tough choice. You got to either let Cat shoot, or you got to come out and protect the three and leave the paint wide open, because other than Tyson Chandler, the Mavs didn't really have another big that could protect the paint like that. And the Knicks had a ton of size, especially on the perimeter. Their wings, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. So the Knicks were definitely the better team perimeter defense wise, but the Mavs were probably the better interior defense team. But as far as my prediction goes for this series, here's what I'm going to say. I think the Mavs have the best player in this series. I think 2011 Dirk is better than Jalen Brunson. It's close, but I think Dirk is the better player there. But the things I already said before, Cat being able to stretch the floor, Brunson being able to attack those gaps, get to his mid-range, get to his spots. That's what he loves to do. There's a lot of things that I think the Knicks do better than the Mavs to be able to exploit their weaknesses. So that is why I'm going to take the Knicks in 7 in this hypothetical series. This is a very tough matchup, very close matchup, but I got the Knicks in 7. Make sure to follow for the next matchup.